What has the better twist,
Hmm. That's a good
especially
one.
when you saw it? And like, if you saw it in the theaters, you saw it at home. What what impacted you more when you
That's a
first
great one.
saw it?
That's a great one. So I saw them both at home. They were both rentals when they first came out. I Side note, I've talked about seeing the first Scream. I have a special place in my heart for the first Scream. It's kind of like in the realm of music, like I love Pantera, but they are kind of responsible for a lot of really bad bands that followed.
Yeah.
Like they were a bridge into like new metal. They totally
Mhm.
were.
Mhm.
And I don't think that's Pantera's fault because they're good because they but Scream is kind of similar where Scream begat a huge trend of these Dimension, Dawson's Creek horror movies, right? Even down to the cover, right? Where
Yep,
they all
yep.
are modeled the same, and even fucking Phantoms is getting a 4K released. Phantoms with Ben
Oh,
Affleck has the same damn
yeah,
cover, right? They all did this.
yeah.
The Faculty, which I do like the Faculty a lot, but anyway, regardless, I love Scream. I think it was very forward thinking. It was very smart, very clever. It is one of Wes Craven's best movies. I'd be a poser if I tried to pretend it's not. It's not. I
It's
spit on it.
yeah, it's
It's
great. The first Scream is amazing.
and Yeah, it rocked my world because when I saw that twist, man, two killers.
Yeah.
The fact that they just did that over and it blows me away. It almost became like the expectation. Well, there's gonna be two killers, and they did it. They did it again in part two, but they had. To be fair, they kind of they did pretty good. It's like it's like we already kind of blew our wad in the first movie because you would think the
Mhm.
first movie would have one killer and like having two killers would be like the big twist in the second one because you still wouldn't see the first one coming. Um, but they tried to do good with Scream 2. It's like, oh, it's two killers again, but it's Billy's mom. Oh, because somebody that honestly we just had to shoehorn in. It's a little cheaper because this one, it was two suspects. The whole movie, they have you guessing. Everybody that's on screen and in the movie is a suspect. And you all kind of have your eye. The whole movie, they kind of like throw red herrings to make you believe it's all of them. Even
Mhm.
down to like, it's funny when you watch the first one now that we all know the movie and we know the franchise. Like, for example, remember at the end, the last actor in the house party, and you have Jamie Kennedy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's killings happening. Rose McGowan's getting it. We don't know who the killer is. And remember, there's that scene where it's clearly to throw the audience off, where Jamie Kennedy's like, where's Sydney? I'm gonna go
Mhm.
check. And he does this and he walks
Yeah,
off. It's like clearly they're like, oh, he's the
yeah.
killer. Let's have
Mhm.
him fucking do this shit and sound sus. You can't do that going forward. So they pulled a lot of that shit in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the day, we were all wrong and or right because it was two of the suspects. The second one, they can't do that again.
The second
So
one's
they had
terrible.
the second one, they had to like go outside of that, and it was a twist, but we would have never guessed the twist because they never introduced Billy's mom. They showed her once when she was getting interviewed. She was like, remember, she was fighting off the reporters. And they had Laurie Metcalf as one of the reporters, and she just tried to get a question, and she got you know uh ghosted, and that's it.
Casting Aunt Jackie in that role is just
I,
terrible.
I I have nothing against Laurie Metcalf. I think she's a great
I
actress, but
not for that role.
the only reason you may have been tipped off that maybe was somebody of note is because it was a known actor at the time. Why did a known actor get such a bit little role?
Yeah.
And I think it's a little cheaper than what they did in the first one, where it was legit two legit suspects. Because in the second one, there's no way, like nobody literally got that. You could have
Mhm.
guessed Vicky, but there is no way you would have guessed, oh, Billy's mom, the one they referenced left him in the first movie. All right, because they don't even talk about Billy in the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
movie. So it's a little bit left field. And the whole, oh, liposuction. I didn't even recognize you. I got lipo.
Mhm.
Like, it's a little cheap. Like, all right. But anyway, I saw later, obviously. It's a newer movie, if you want to call it new. Saw became it was like Paranormal Activity a couple years before Paranormal Activity, where it was like the big horror movie franchise, and they were pumping them out every single year. And to me, that just made them gross. Like Saw to me was a dirty word. Like, ew, Saw. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
After the second one, it was just like,
that's
who
like
gives a
so
fuck?
it's like such lowbrow horror. That's
Yeah.
like at in hindsight, it did great for the horror genre. It was good to have a franchise like that. But, it was like snobby, put my nose up at it, like, I got better shit to watch than Saw. But when the first movie came out, I was like, "Wow, this is legit cool." I
First one's
thought
awesome, dude.
I thought and I still think if they would have stopped after the first Saw, Saw would be a cult classic,
Absolutely.
and I would love it, but they fucking killed it.
Yeah.
And, dude, I don't know because, I saw these movies so far apart. I mean, we're talking about when did Saw come out? 2002, 2003? When did it come out?
Yeah, I think 2003 and then
We're
96.
we're talking about 16, 17 years,
No, not
difference.
16, 17. No, 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 no.
Oh, wait, 6, 7.
96 and '03 is 9
Wow.
years.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it just felt like fucking 2 decades difference.
Yeah,
That's crazy how slow time went by back then.
yeah.
Jeez. Um, dude, this is tough. I don't know if I have an answer for you. I think Scream ultimately, as time goes on, is the better movie. If you're really pushing me, because Carrie always sucks as an actor. This movie has like Danny Glover in it. It's just so interesting. But I'm gonna say Scream's the better movie, but the better twist. I I gotta give Saw props because they literally made the killer and still no one you didn't see it coming of the fucking dead body we were looking at the
Nobody
whole damn
nobody
movie.
saw it coming. It's the best twist, I think, too.
It's a great twist, and
Yeah,
I think I have to give it there. It's like, look, not only are we gonna do this, the fact that they pulled it off, like,
yeah.
how do we make it to where most I mean, not all the movie because there's, like, shots of, like, Danny Glover doing his thing, but most of this movie takes place in that cell, that room
Mhm.
with Carrie Elwes and that one guy, is that Leigh Whannell? Who's actually playing the guy? Someone's playing the guy. Is that Leigh Whannell? Lee
I don't
Whannell? Is he playing the actual
I
guy?
don't remember.
I don't know, but most of the flick is most of the and I've always loved movies that can really carry the bulk of a movie in one setting and it not get boring. And so the fact that they had the balls to have most of the heavy lifting in this one scene about these guys trying to get out of this predicament and trying to see can they be brought to this level to what it takes to save their lives and the whole fucking movie, we're staring at this dead body, and he's even part of it, right? There's like
Mhm.
a key. He's even part of the game. The fact that they were able to distract us with something
Yep,
that was right in front of our face for
yep.
90 minutes just tells you how interesting the story and the plot was. Because if the movie fucking was any worse, your mind would start drifting, right?
Yep.
Your mind would start drifting. You might kind of focus a little bit more and really, but no, man, it was so good that I think it really just it shocked the fuck out of me. And the way the reveal was, okay, the way they approach it's different because in Scream, it's a reveal and it's like the climax of the third act, but they're in the movie, right? They're, you're living with the fact that Billy and Stu are killers for like 10, 15 minutes. Whereas this one, they literally reveal and end the movie.
Yep.
And it's like,
They
you're got,
close the door and it's over.
yeah, they like, he wakes up because and they have the voiceover from
Yeah.
Jigsaw and he's like getting up. Oh, and they're playing that music that's like amping up. And then, yeah, he slams the door.
It
And
basically says keys in the tub, and then he does a flashback. It went down the drain, and he knows he's fucked.
yeah, it's just it leaves you with like more of a
Yeah.
whereas Scream lets you settle with it because okay, wait, we know who the killers are now. Now we get to watch Sydney get the best of the killers and kill them and sort of get the comeuppance. It's just different. So yeah, I'm gonna say Saw is more powerful. I think they're both fantastic, but I'm gonna say Saw. It's just
Uh,
the fact that they fucking pulled that off, man, was pretty brilliant because the movie could not have cost any money to make.
oh, yeah. No, I'm right there with you. I saw it 3 times in the theaters, and this was pre, like, internet spoiler days. So, basically, you took your friends to the movies after you saw them. You're like, "I wanna see their reaction just to this ending," and they're blown away. So, it's movies aren't like that anymore, so you can't really get away with stuff like that. So, I love the ending, man. I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah. No. So and it kind of makes me want to go back and rewatch it like, after you let the Saw shit die. It's died down. It's been dead for like a decade,
Yeah,
right? No, they brought it back with Chris Rock. That movie sucked. What's that Spiral movie?
I never watched it.
I thought it was like a chance for it to be different. Like, okay, they're gonna reboot it. They got Sam Jackson. They're putting some star power in it, and it was just more Saw, but not good. It's like this is what. But anyway, all right, that was a really good one. I think that's your best one you've ever come up with.